promised this big, huge $1 million professional contract.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
And you mentioned money. Money has a lot to do with a lot of things.
You're right. Money makes the wheels go round and round.
Yeah, exactly. That's like a lot of times when I was doing my undergrad, I would talk to recruits, and I would ask them, I mean, why do they want to play at these big time colleges? And the main reason they would tell me is the money. They have a lot of money. Okay, they have a lot of money, but how is that money going to impact? How is that money going to affect you? Mm-hmm. You're not getting the money. You're just wanting to play. So, I mean, you're thinking just because you go to this big-time college, you're going to get more attention. If you have talent, you will be found.
You're exactly right. I mean, if somebody has talent, they're going to be found. I mean, they're not going to, if you're a talented high school player, they're going to come after you. Now,
you will be found.
If you go to college and you progress and you get better, then they're going to find you at college. I mean, whether it be Southern Miss State or Ole Miss, they're going to find you. You can go to William Carey University. I mean, take a look at those guys. And Coach Knight, I think he's one of the most solid fundamental basketball coaches in the state of Mississippi.
Indeed, and his record shows for that.
His record shows, they've been going to the NAIA tournament, in the last several years. They beat USM a few years ago, and so that kind of shows you what kind of, talent levels there. It also shows you the quality of coaching there.
Yeah, exactly.
And he has done a tremendous job there. So, I mean, you got to really look at those factors, too, because, I mean, let's face it, not everywhere in the state you can go to postseason play. I mean, Mississippi State hasn't been to a postseason game in several years. Ole Miss, they're like the NIT Wonder Boys. They go there every year, and they do good sometimes. But, I mean, let's face it, the NIT, it's like, I mean, it's kind of like the New Orleans Bowl. I mean, does it really matter?
One of those bowls that kind of look at the type of attention that it gets.
Yeah.
It's like, is this really going to make a difference on my resume as we speak?
Who cares about the NIT?
Yeah, but a lot of times it just one thing I would always encourage to the athletes, I mean, don't look at the things that it's not going to affect you. The amount of money that an athletic department has or a university has is not going to affect you.
Right.
You're being recruited hopefully because you have talent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're being recruited and you don't have talent, then maybe there needs to be a realignment with the coaching staff or the front office.
Absolutely.
But if you're looking at a college, I mean, as far as from a student-athlete standpoint, you want to look at the academics because you're going to college. You're there for academics. So look at the academic program. I mean, of course you want to go to a good team, but don't just base your decision on, their team has a great record or their team has a great coach, because, number one, that coach is not always guaranteed to be there the entire time you're there. I mean, after your freshman year, that coach could leave and go somewhere else.
Gotcha.
It's based on a lot of things, so it's important that they make that decision wisely, because, I mean, most decisions that you make affect the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I would say over the years that most of the sport of basketball is fallen off tremendously over the years.
Okay, yeah. So, what do you think about the comments that Nick Saban made? The ones where about his players, not getting mentioned because they're coming off the bench. And he failed to mention that he had 37 Under Armour All-Americans, all 5 stars, but he believes that they should just, not get any mention. Well, shouldn't they be asked to produce coming off the bench and not have to have any recognition as the first starters, because anywhere else they would start and not have to, say, I'm a backup.
Well, I believe some teams now are resorting to the point where they don't even have like really a backup or a starter. Like some teams, they really don't even have a depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they perform based off how you practice.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I've noticed from the New Orleans Saints this year. Like they have the same concept. They don't have a depth chart on their website. It's how you practice each week. So of course you may have your people who usually start in the backups. But during the week, if the scout team quarterback is performing better than your designated starter, okay, well, let's see what the backup can do. I mean, sometimes it's really not a play by committee. There's no depth chart. It's who performed during the week. You play how you practice. If you don't perform during practice, then you're not going to start.
Yeah, so I didn't really understand those comments and why he would make such a comment. Now, had it been somebody like Mississippi State or Ole Miss or Southern who made it that far and they were like, okay, we had a bunch of backups, why ain't nobody talking about them? That would be different.
It would be different. My thing is this.
It is what it is.
Who are the players who are winning you ball games?
Yeah.
I mean, if the backup quarterback has won 3 games while the designated starter has been out of the game, I mean, hey, when the starter comes back, if he performs, great. If he doesn't,
oh well,
keep it the way it was.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So we're going to take a break and come back, and we're going to talk some NFL playoff predictions, and we'll see what everybody thinks on those games. And they haven't started yet, so that'll be good. And we'll see you back here in a little bit. Well, not too long, a few seconds. So we'll be back.
Everyday pray, God, family, friends, yeah, everybody sins. A winner never quits, and a quitter never wins. Help folks in need, don't fall for greed. A jealous man is weak, so think before you speak. If you love them, let them know. If you hate, let it go. Fast can be fun, but sometimes you need slow. God is all good, the devil is so real. So listen up, y'all, cause this is how I feel. I won't back up, I don't back down. I've been raised up to stand my ground. Take my job, but not my guns. Tax my check till I ain't got none. Except for the good Lord up above. I answer to no one. See, I'm a flag-flying, Bible-toting son of a gun. Yeah, I'm hell on the heart, just a rebel on the run. Scared, don't know it. Fear, don't feel it. The truth is the light, sometimes you gotta fight. Good beats bad, right beats wrong. I'm a barroom preacher and this is my song. I'm climbing for the top, representing for the country. I'm the people's champ, right out to deer camp. Shotgun toter, Republican voter, Hank Jr. supporter, let's protect our border. To hell with anyone who don't believe in the USA, cause this is what I say. I won't back up, I don't back down. I've been raised up to stand my ground. Take my job, but not my guns. Tax my check till I ain't got none. Except for the good Lord up above. I answer to no one. My right to tote, the weapon of my choice. Don't censor my voice. Hate me if you want, or love me if you can. If the truth is what you want, then you found your man. I ain't backing down, I ain't backing up. If you think like I think, then crack it on up. I won't back up, I don't back down.
You are now listening to Something to Talk About, hosted by Big John and Billy Ray, with special guests Kensley Keys, coming to you live from Dis-and-Dems in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. By the way, these guys know what they're talking about compared to local radio programming. Now it's time to give them something to talk about.
Flicka's Tax Service in Taylorsville offers free 1040 EZs and free estimates. With over 50 years combined tax experience, this team is up to date on current tax changes and specializes in preparing all federal and state returns, including corporations. They can prepare W-2s and 1099s, as well as assist in obtaining EINs for new businesses. Stop by Flicka's Tax Service on Highway 28 in Taylorsville for fast, friendly service at a great price. Or call 601-785-6900.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the show. We are coming to you live from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, from Dis and Dems, and it's time to talk a little NFL playoffs. And not before I mention these guys, we're going to be remembering today Central Sunbelt Credit Union. Y'all go by and see them. They have their main branches is in Laurel and Hattiesburg. You can give them a call at 601-649-7181 for any questions you may have. They are the best credit union around, and so I urge you to go by there and check them out. Also, go by and see Miss Flicka there in Taylorsville at Flicka's Tax Service, and remember exquisite tax service there in Hatties and Bay Springs and Waynesboro. They'll be glad to see you there. Miss Carolyn Gilmore, who's going to be here next week, and she's going to be talking to us and motivating us for the new year. Looking forward to having her on. So, Kinsley, let's talk a little NFL playoffs. I think me and you made some bold predictions. That Tennessee Titan pick was pretty good. I made, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I must admit, I was definitely surprised. I was. Man, they showed up kind of at the last minute, but it doesn't matter when you show up as long as you show out.
Yeah, and I think
they did that.
Yeah, and I think our other picks made it through. So
had my blood pressure really bad.
Yeah. The only one I guess we got wrong was the Atlanta Falcons. I think.
That was another
bad
shocker,
pick.
But
Oh well, it happens to the best
point,
of them.
Anything can happen on any given Saturday or Sunday.
So, let's go ahead and get started with the games that's going on today, because one's coming up quick here in about an hour. The first one's going to be the Atlanta Falcons at the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, that's going to be a great game. Of course, as you all know, the Falcons won. Well, they didn't win. They tried to win last year's Super Bowl, and they let the Patriots come back and beat them.
Mercy.
But a bird can't fly on no broken wing, as they say.
Mercy.
So, and again, it's going to be a battle of the birds up in Philadelphia. You got the Falcons taking on the Eagles. Who you like?
I would have to give it. I'm going to give it to the Eagles.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of teams, a lot of people doubted them since they lost their starter Wentz for the season. But I mean, they've still been playing some pretty good ball. I mean, the thing that really keeps them in the whole contest to me is their defense. I mean, they have a really stout defense.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mean, so the offense may struggle considering Wentz going down. I mean, Nick Foles, he's been doing a pretty decent job to keep the game close, but the defense is what's been really sealing the deal. The Falcons, they've been taking care of business. I mean, Matt Ryan, he's been getting the ball out there to Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu, so they've been doing what they need to do. So we'll see what happens in this game. I'm going to give the slight edge to the Eagles, and I think if it doesn't go in the OT, it's going to come down to a field goal. Absolutely.
I agree. So the next game in the AFC today would be the Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots. And, Kinsley, I tell you, in this one, I think the Titans' run's going to come to an end today at the hands of Mr. Brady and company.
Well, I think the way it looks now, everybody's season comes to an end at the hand of Brady. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Patriots in this one as well. I mean, the Titans have actually surprised me that they've gotten this far. The fact that they've actually made the postseason, but I mean, the Patriots have shown that when put in the position, they can perform and they deliver. So I mean, you have I will say he's one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. I will give him that. So Tom Brady, and then the running game, and then the receiving game. I mean, they have Gronk, powerful tight end. Then they have the speed and Brandon Cook.